Welcome, man. Welcome. How you guys doing? Good to see nobody. No, it depends each time. You know what, though? I'm going to tell you, I don't care because what I create, regardless, is proof. What I create is proof. You see, follow me on this. What I create is proof. You see, and it's proof of truth. You know, it's proof of truth per se, but it's proof of truth. And what I'm saying is, okay, so behind me on my green screen, it's called Black Black in Bed, an interracial cuckold. Let me see if I could. That hurts my shoulder. An interracial cuckold. Now, see, here's the biggest problem. If you want to know who's running this country, if you want to know who controls this country, it's the guys that need stuff like this, that watch, like, that want to be a part of stuff like this. Like, I mean, meaning the goofy ass non-black people and even black people that do this too, where they think it's like having somebody come bang your partner. That's a problem in your own head. You see, if you want somebody to have sex with your partner, that's a problem with your own head. Don't be together. Just don't call it a relationship. Go be open and be single. It's insane. I'll tell you this. What doesn't convolute marriage is two men or two women marrying each other and being honest and loyal and happy and creating a family. That's marriage. That's marriage. What does contradict marriage is getting married to someone and then letting other people fuck your wife or your husband or whatever. That's not marriage. You see, that's there. What people need to have a bigger problem with that, with open marriages, than gay marriages. Gay marriage is just like straight marriage, is just like transgender marriage. Those are marriages. They're all marriages. They're all people who married each other and are happy with each other. And that's beautiful. But this cuckold shit. Oh, Grunt, thank you. Yeah, you know I'm going to bring this up, man. Come on. You know I'm going to bring this up. You know I'm going to bring this up, man. All the people this dude's gotten killed. I'm sorry, man. This dude's responsible for so many young kids killing each other. And yes, I get it. Here's what I will say. There's a Jew behind this. And there's white people behind this. That Dr. Dre and all them didn't create themselves. I get that. That this Jewish producer dude, whoever it was, and all these other white people, just like, and then Quincy Jones, I think it is. Quincy Jones, is that his name? Quincy, whatever the fuck his name is, the fucking famous Quincy dude. He's Moff. He's music mafia, so to speak. He's a white dude, if you want to say it that way. Like, he does everything they do, and that's the point I'm going to get to in a minute. But yeah, I want to say, like, I honestly wish I could dig up where I could say I wish the best for Dr. Dre. I really wish I could. Yeah, no, I heard it earlier. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, like, I was going to leave it alone, actually. I wasn't even going to talk about it, because I don't ever want to be negative. Like, I don't, my daughter will joke around. My youngest daughter is the biggest fucking bigot and racist ever. And it's insane. My youngest daughter is half black, Haitian and African, and half Jewish from my side. And she makes the most prejudiced comments that nobody has any idea where she got them from, because nobody, not me, not her mom, not anyone around us, makes any comments like this ever. So they're literally just coming from her. But she makes these, you know, and it's funny. But so the point I'm trying to make is I don't like to say negative things like that. Like, I don't want to shit on somebody in the hospital and stuff. I don't care about Dr. Dre. He's been responsible, just like the Jew dude who produced them and the white people behind it all with the private prisons and stuff. They're all equally responsible for how many young black, white, Latin men, Asian men and women, Indian men and women have been killed pretending they're gangsters, wanting to be gangsters because they love the Dre albums, because they love the NWA, which was Nobody Without Awards. Actually, that would be Easy. The only one without awards, meaning academic awards, would be Easy. The rest of them had student awards of like Student of the Month, straight A's. Ice Cube was an honor student. You know what I'm saying? So it should have been nobody without awards, NWA. Or necessarily working academics. I don't know. Anyhow, the point I'm trying to make is, yeah. So I'm going to, oh, dude. I have to tell her sometimes, I have to literally go, baby, you're black. You're Jewish. Stop it. We were homeless. Because when we walk in, she goes, oh, God, homeless. And I go, baby, are you kidding? We were homeless. We were like, we had vouchers for motels. We barely got by. We stayed on a floor in an apartment for a while. Why are you looking at these people and going, homeless? And she doesn't like, oh my God. And here, I'm going to show you guys just so you understand, because she doesn't care. She does not care. By the way, who does care is my son will care. That's funny though. Like, in all truth, he actually would if I show this picture, but I'm going to still show it. He's so mad at me. For everybody who thinks my kids like just only adore me and stuff, no, my kids are perfect. My kids are amazing. I have the best kids in the world. I literally have the most intelligent, best kids in the freaking world, period. But I'm going to tell you this, though, okay? Follow me on this. I have the best kids in the world. My son's a total dick to me most of the time, and I want to punch him in his fucking cunt face. But I wouldn't, because he's amazing. He's brilliant. He's accomplished. He's everything I wish. No, I won't say that. He's everything I wanted my son to be, except I wanted him to be my best friend. My ex-wife a long time ago told him I didn't love him, this and that. I've been in their lives always. I was a full-time single dad, all this stuff. Told him crazy things when he was little. So subconsciously, he's never dealt with that. But anyway, I don't want to go too into that. The simple fact is this. I don't, with all my kids, I've let them be them. Oh, so this is my youngest. And she is just fucking fantastic. She's Jackie Brown badass. She's so cool. My youngest is just so fucking, I'll tell you this. My kids are so badass. That's what I'm saying. But like I say, people get so mad, like, oh yeah, you have perfect kids. No, my daughter sometimes fucking can't stand me, my oldest, but she loves me and she's always there for me. Like literally, she bends over backwards dealing with my bullshit. I'm going to honestly say that. My son is absolutely a dick to me, but he's the baddest ass dude in the world. And I've always called him the dude or dude after the Big Lebowski, because he's just so badass. He's just so cool. He's so good looking. He's just amazing. I can't go on enough. Fucking amazing. So that's the thing. I don't pretend that my parenting is perfect and this and that. My son thinks I'm a twat, like, thinks I'm a dick, and I want to punch him in his fucking neck. But again, he is phenomenal. He's a billion times better a man and everything else than I ever could be. And that's accredited to me for being the kind of father I was, that he is so much better than me. I wanted him to be better than me. I wasn't in competition with him. I wanted him to be better than me. That's what I'm saying. But everything doesn't work out perfect, but how my kids are turning out is perfect. I mean, knock on wood. Okay, that said, here's my point. Yeah, so she's totally made her own opinion, but holy Jesus, it is so funny. It is so funny because, oh my God. And so, okay, so anyhow, by the way, I had a great moment. So if you were married or you were with somebody for years and this and that, and they were good, and you fought and you called them shit and you told them shit and you said horrible shit about them or this and that, or you shouldn't have, say sorry. Call them up and say sorry. Call them up and tell them what you did wasn't cool. Because with both my exes, I did that. I called them, and even though I literally left my first ex because she was just, my second was like doing drugs and shit. So, but my first ex, my mom, nobody ever has apologized to me. None of my friends, people I've helped, people I've saved from death, people I've saved from so many different things, never have apologized for being shitty to me or anything else. My second ex, the way younger one than me, apologized the other day and man, it meant so much because I had already I called her. I told her, I said, look, I'm sorry. I told her, I said, I'm not going to fight with you anymore because I'm full time and everything else. I have full custody and everything else. I said, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to keep your daughter from you. I'm not going to do any of that. The whole world has been shitty to you. I get that because it's been the same way to me, but I'm not going to be I'm going to get that it's been shitty to me. And I'm not going to ask you to be better to me, but I'm going to be better to you. I'm going to be better to you. And I'm going to make sure you because my daughter hated her mom. And I told her, no, you don't. And she's like, I hate mom. I don't ever want to see her. I hope she dies. I go, no, you don't. No, you don't. That's your mom. Even if she fucked up, even if she did horrible things, that's your mom. And I always kept pushing the relationship and this and that. Well, so my ex started doing better, and now she's going to school, and good for her. And I'm super happy. Seriously, super happy for her. And so I want her to do well. But I explained to her, like, I'm not going to be like everyone was to me. I'm going to be different because you have nobody. Your mom, your dad, everyone's been shitty to you. Everyone's treated her horrible. Her own family called her white all the time, and she's 100% black, both parents. She's just very light skinned, but she's not even light skinned. She's like that. Oh my God. I already told her she ruined me. I told my ex-wife that when I kept telling her, like, I want you to leave. I hate you. I don't want you around anymore. I can't stand you. I'd rather you died than came home. Just leave. I'll give you money. I offered her money, everything to leave. I'll pay for rent, everything for you. Just leave. Like all these things. Even at that point, she still turned me on. It's like she's the only woman who totally turned me on all the time. She was human Viagra, but we connect and everything else, and we would talk. And I didn't realize that we would talk. And I started at the end really shitting on her because she was so goddamn stupid in her views and stuff, like just insane theories and stuff. But instead of being cool about it, I was a dick, and that was on me. So I apologized during this and that, but nobody's ever apologized to me. I mean, like I say, there's people who've done me so dirty. They've never apologized to me. She did. And it meant the world. None of those other people matter. The fact that someone did mattered. And it meant so much. And I even told my daughter, like, your mom did this and this is so badass. Anyway, I've created a great relationship between my daughter and her mom. And I've made sure my ex sees her daughter. And I'm everything available. And I give her money. I've sent her food. I've done everything. Because everyone's been horrible to her. Like she was horrible to me. I wanted her gone. I'm glad she's gone. But the whole world, her mom and dad, everyone, her aunts, everyone has been just shitty to her. And people like that in the world. There's people like that in the world, and everyone's just been shitty to them. Okay, so speaking of that, here's one thing I want to talk about. And I want to talk about the black... Really funny, black in bed. But I mean, not that that's funny. It's funny. I'm talking about my kids and I have that in the fucking background. Okay. So my arm is so fucking numb right now. I swear to God, you know what it's like to have half your body just go numb and you're just like, but you go on. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. You go on. I might have an aneurysm right now. I might have an aneurysm tomorrow. People don't know. So maybe Dre should realize and maybe come forward. It'd be so badass if Dre just came forward with the fact that the whole thing was a setup. All the gangster rap and everything was purely designed to cause crime and to imprison young black people. If he would just come forward and say, yeah, this was the bullshit. And if he would just come forward and say, look, I like fucking men. I like fucking women. So that's what I'm saying. Please let me say this. I've said it a bunch of times. I fuck. You don't know how I fuck, where I fuck, and who I fuck, but I fuck. And know I fuck who I want to fuck. And I get fucked by who I want to get fucked by and everything else. And you don't know me, but I don't hide anything. I'm completely an open sexual human being. I do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it, as long as the other person is cool with what's going on. Or I'm by myself and I do whatever I want to do with whatever pieces of vegetable. Okay, anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. The point I'm trying to make is this. We're always so busy hiding and lying and doing this. So many white liberals want a black man to come bang their wife or bang them or bang. I see this in different communities, the straight community, the gay community, the bisexual, the transgender, all these communities. BBC, big black cock, looking for a black dick. I want some brown sugar. And these people find people to have sex with. They end up eventually finding someone to have sex with. Do you understand? If someone referred to me as the big Jew cock, I'd be so flattered, for a minute. But if it became a thing where I was being referred to as a racial cock in that sense and not a human, not like, oh, this is someone who loves me and everything else, and they go, hey, big Jew cock. Not that it hasn't been said. The point I'm saying is, if you were dating someone and you're like, oh my God, I love the fact that your dick is so big and so dark, right? Or so black. Okay. But don't include it to the human. Don't include the dick to the human. Don't include all this stuff. But it's so many liberals that are into this, and hardcore conservatives and Republicans and religious people that are into this exact thing, because it's weird. Not that it's weird for them to be together. They should be together. Look at this couple. She's beautiful. He's beautiful. They're both beautiful. They should be together. That's not a question. They're a perfect match. They're both beautiful and like porn. Like they're in porn and they're beautiful. Okay, beautiful. They should be together. No problem with that. The weird part is her husband who wants to watch this. Why not? Why can't these two just be together? Why can't they just be married if she likes fucking him and he likes fucking her so much? Because sex is a lot of it. Why can't they just be married and the husband go take his little cock and go fuck somebody who likes little cock? You know, or maybe start taking ass shots. I don't know. But I'm saying this is the problem. So here's the point I'm making is, and like it says below, can you tell me the race that has acted different than the white settlers did when they were the ones in charge and had power? And the point I'm making here is simply this. Yeah, I get it. Rich white people and the white people in charge and things like that have been horrible, absolutely horrible people. They've been racist, they've been prejudiced, they've been everything. The Africans in Africa that are in charge have been horrible. They have been horrible. The Latin people in Latin America who are rich or in charge have mostly been horrible, just like the black people and the white people. Horrible, mostly horrible. There's probably some good ones in there, but overall, mostly horrible, racist, prejudiced. Who they're prejudiced against and who they're racist against varies and depends on who they are and what country we're talking about. But if you can tell me, other than the fucking Eskimos, maybe, and I don't even think them, if you can tell me the race where the people in charge and with the most power aren't complete pieces of shit in general, there might be the one or two people, the one or two Jose Pepe Mojicas, the one or two, Martin Luther Kings, things like that, the one or two, I don't know, different people, right? The Mahatma Gandhis, whatever, Mother Teresa's. There's the one or two of them. But other than that, can you show me how any race in this world that has power, Japanese in Japan, Chinese in China, the Indians in India, can you show me how the people that have the money and the power are any better or any kinder or any different than the white people in America that have had the power up until recently? If you can show me, please, how any of these people are any different, cool. But I don't think you can. I don't think you can show me any country where the people in charge are better than the white people in charge of this country. Now, there is a couple countries where you can show socialism and you can show community care and things like that. Unfortunately, for anybody who's going to talk right now, those are white countries: Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, places like that, Denmark. Not even Denmark anymore, but it used to be. But places like that, yeah, they are taking care of their citizens, white, black, everything. But can you show me a non-white country with power of any kind, like in Africa, Egypt, Israel, any of these places, Russia. Can you show me any of these places where the people in charge aren't horrible? Can you show me a place in Africa where the people in charge are wonderful and giving and sharing completely? Can you show me the fucking Native Americans because they're Asian? Can you show me any of these tribes that are sharing with the tribes that didn't get shit? Show me that. Show me one of these fucking Native American tribes that's sharing their casino money and everything else with the tribes that didn't get shit because they didn't have the right lawyers and this and that. Show me how they're going, yeah, no, it's not your fault. Don't worry about it, bro. We got you covered. We're getting this much money. We're going to share half with you guys, and then we'll split it up. We'll all just split it up, man. We're going to, all of us fucking Native Americans are going to get together. We're going to take all the provisions given to us, and we're going to share them equally because we're way better than the white people. But that's not so. That's not so. Are you telling me in Africa right now that the black people are helping each other and caring about each other? Are you telling me in fucking Israel that us Jews are caring about the poor Jews, that the Ethiopian Jews were being treated the same? God bless Israel for going and picking up these people and taking them out of fucking Ethiopia where they were starving. The fact is, though, when they got to Israel, they ran into a bunch of assholes who were shitty to them. That's true. And a bunch of people who were wonderful to them, but a bunch of assholes who were shitty to them and didn't want them around. And so in Israel, they're no different, but they didn't like the Holocaust. Like, we didn't like the Holocaust, but we're going to go ahead and fucking shit on these people. That, the Palestinians, like we don't give an ear to the Palestinians, man. We don't listen to them enough. And at one point, you know, it changed. But and then the Palestinians are shitting on some people. They're shitting on people in their groups. That's the point I'm making. If you could show me the group that's acting better than these horrible white people, not me. I'm like third generation, non-racist, non-involved, non-connected to anything that affects anyone other than education, man. I teach. My people are doing good. And so what I'm saying is, can you show me any of that? No. Okay, I'm going to explain to you something about science, guys. Okay, because I'm going to tell you something. I got these people talking to me, and this one twat, Scott Kidd, I think it was. No, I don't want to say a name because I might have the wrong name. I think it was Scott Kidd. I'm probably wrong on who I said. God damn it, I got to get it right because Scott Kidd might be wonderful. Who fucking knows? I constantly say the wrong thing to the wrong person all the time, and I always get shit wrong. I'm just going to be honest. That is so true. I do that all the time. Hold on one second. What did Nadine Salazar? I put a picture of me. Hold on. What? I don't get it. Okay, Nadine Salazar, I don't get it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I need one thing. I'm looking for one thing. I'm looking for one person. Hold on. Chi, because I want to show this. Okay, I want to show this. Oh God, if we unfriended each other, don't fucking send me friend requests. I don't change. I don't go back and forth like that. Fuck you. You were a piece of shit to me. Like you were not cool to me. You weren't a friend. God damn it. Oh, by the way, Rocco Rockenstein. Sorry, man. I see. That's where I overreact. He was on my side and saying something, and I totally snapped at him. But I didn't, I don't call names. I don't call names. Except for when I talk about Mimi. Yeah. Mimi, I always fuck with Mimi Win. Mimi Win. I always fuck with her because she's married to some dude she's just not thrilled with. She needs some cock, and is all I'm saying. Anyway, here's the point, guys. Here's your science, right? Let me tell you about science. Let me tell you how science works. This idiot behind me, okay, this fucking moron. Let me get Grunt off of there because I don't mean Grunt. I like Grunt, one of my favorites. Rhonda Rosario, what's happening? By the way, guys, if you could share the video, I love it. Rhonda, grandma, congrats. Beautiful, beautiful. What a daughter. Oh my God. My God. I always be careful like how I say, like, oh my God, you're so gorgeous, because I'm a guy, but I only mean it like, hey, I'm your mom's age, little girl type of thing. Great job with her. Great job with her. Okay. Dot, thank you. Yeah, that's so true. 100%. That's the point, Dot. That's the point. That's the point of it all. Stop pretending there's one group. There isn't one group. It's every group. Whoever's in charge is the fuck nugget. Mostly, not all the time. There's some in charge. People who are phenomenal. They're amazing. They're great. They're incredible. There's some people like that. Not this fuck behind me who came up with drapetomania. Drapetomania, a psychiatric diagnosis. It's runaway slave syndrome. It's how it affects the animal slave when they run away, right? But this was a doctor. He was educated. He was also a Democrat, by the way, just so we understand. He was 100% a Democrat, a real Democrat. And stop pretending that the Democrats became the Republicans and the Republicans. That didn't happen. The Democrats hid like crazy. They hid like rats until they could reform and pretend that that wasn't them, that wanted slavery and everything else. Okay, so the point being is this guy came up with this theory, and it's a theory. And so while all these people are telling you shit about COVID, and all these other people are telling you other shit about COVID, you don't know who's right. Stop pretending your expert is right. Stop. And this is why people like me, me and people like me are better than everybody else in this world. And I'll tell you why. We're better because we don't think we are. We're better because we don't want to be. We're better because we look at all the sides. Because I'm going to tell you this. I support everybody's right to go out without a mask. I'd rather I truly, in my eyes, I give them this look. Because I fucking hate them. Because they're not wearing a mask. And I don't need, hey, beautiful mom, how you doing? This is the mom of the granddaughter for the grandma. Beautiful family, just a whole lot of them. So the point I'm trying to make is this. I support the people that want to go out and not wear a mask. I support the people that want to wear a mask. I support Americans' rights to choose is what I do. What I don't support, and this is the thing, because a lot of people that are doing this right now are people I know, people I agree with on a lot of things, but I'm going to stand up and say I do not agree with people going into, Brittany, thank you so much for sharing. I do not agree with the people that are going into stores without masks on when the store requires you wear a mask. These people would not want me going into their house or their business with my cock out. They wouldn't want me going into their house or their business smoking a cigarette or smoking a joint or smoking rock or doing whatever I want to do that they've deemed is not allowed in their house or their business because they're private entities and they have the right to refuse service to anyone. And us that support Trump, Trumpublicans, and you conservative Republicans and you Republicans that support the Second Amendment, that support free speech, that support our rights, that support our freedoms. How dare you? How dare you walk into private businesses telling them what you're going to do? That is tyranny. That is you son of a bitches thinking you have the right to walk into a private business and tell them what you're going to do. You are a selfish, self-righteous, self-entitled asshole for doing that. How dare you walk into someone's business, their private business, whether it be Target or anyone. Have some balls. Go to Garcetti's house. Go to Newsom's house. Hang out in his neighborhood without masks. I support you. Well, not around his neighbors, but right in front of his house. Go to Newsom's business. Go to the town halls. Go to the city halls. Go to all those places. Walk through them without masks. I support you. They're public places and they're allowed for your protest. Go to Newsom's laundry. If you went to the private business, of the governor, the one he owns, if you went to his fucking wineries without masks, then I'd respect you because he's the one passing the laws. If you go attack him personally, I respect you still. If you go attack him politically, I respect you. But when you walk into people's private businesses and think you have the right because you're so self-entitled, because you're a bunch of rich people thinking, or people who hang around rich people who think they have the fucking right to do whatever they want because like the fucking people on the left, those idiots who think they have the right to decide facts and to decide truth, you're acting the same way. And I'm going to protest you if I find out where you're going to be, because you're wrong and it's un-American what you're doing. And people need to stand up, period, against wrong. What's wrong is the Black Lives Matter riots and all these things being allowed to continue and allowed to go on, and the news media gave them a positive spin. What's wrong is they're throwing such a negative spin on these people. That's unequal. What's wrong is the media and their lies. They're no different than you thinking you can walk into somebody's private business or a private business, even if it's publicly owned like Target. It's still a privately, publicly owned business. They have the right to refuse service to anyone. And if you think you have the right to go in there, you're a tyrant. You're no different than a Nazi. You're no different than everyone else rotten. And the Republicans and the Trump publicans that aren't willing to call them out and turn to your own people and go, stop this shit. I've said forever, if you're a white dude, or especially a white dude, but a white dude or a white woman, and you're around some white person and they're going off racial on somebody else, you need to step in. You're black and somebody's being racial again, a black person's being racial, you need to step in. Everyone needs to step in for shutting up their fucking, where they're safest to be the one to shut them up, where it's the easiest for them to shut them up. So I'm saying, if some white supremacist is going off, I'm going to have a way better chance of shutting them up than some Latin woman. So I'm going to step up and I'm going to do it. I was at the bank today. I was at Bank of fucking America over in West Hollywood, which sucks to be at. Big ass line. This asshole thinks he's going to walk in line. Black woman, Latin dude in front of me. Neither of them want to really say shit. And I go, hey, whoa! I go, excuse me, bro, where are you going? He goes, oh, I had to go to my car to get an envelope. Really? Because I go, I've been in line here. Hey, bro, I said to the Latin dude in front of me, hey, bro, was he here? He goes, I never saw him. I go, bye. You're not walking. No one's getting in front of me. I'll tell you that right now. He actually got in his car and left. But they were scared to say anything. Stop being scared. That's where you need to say something. You don't need to say something on your blog. You don't need to get somebody canceled. You need to speak the fuck up and stop being pussies. You need to speak up. The guy was bigger than me. He could probably have kicked my ass. But I went, wrong. You're not walking in line, asshole. That's not how it works. And there's security there that would have to deal with them. And if they didn't, oh, well, I'd sue the bank. I've had my ass kicked before. I'll take the money. God damn it. I've got to stop soon because this is killing me. My arm is so numb. Let me play this for you real quick. I want you to see this as far as science, okay? Follow me on this, okay? Just for a second, please. Ah, damn it. I hate myself. I got rid of it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Here's the point. This guy came up with a theory, diagnosed runaway slave syndrome as drapetomania. There's no syndrome of running away as a slave. There's no anything. There's PTSD for being a slave. There's massive mental anguish for being a slave. There is no syndrome of why you run away or what makes you run away. It's the desire for freedom, like any human fucking being. But they were able to give it a name, man. And they were able to give it credit, you see, because a doctor said it. Remember that when you're telling me how the hospitals are all full, but you haven't been to them. I've been to Cedars-Sinai. I've been to Hollywood Presbyterian. I've been to Kaiser in the Valley. They're not overrun. I'm sorry. I am not going to do videos and stuff because I could easily do the video in a corner of the hospital where no one is and just show it like no one's there in the same way they show it like it's so packed, right? But I've been to the hospitals and they're not overrun. I'm not saying the virus is real. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I hope this will go up. I don't know if this will go up, but yes, yeah. We were cloth masks, the world's most deadly virus. Yeah, exactly. Right. Rhonda, that's the point. That's the point. See, this is what I told people. Explain to me how restaurants can't be open, but when the Wendy Williams show is so essential that she could have a small audience and film. She can put people at risk to die of this deadly virus. Even though she was a total raging alcoholic on video while I drank vodka. Did I show you this glass my daughter got me, my oldest daughter? This one, and a coffee cup that has a D, DB, David Bar. right? Oh my God, my eldest she's look at that. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I should make a business deal. I love these cups. This, if you're gonna drink, do it right. I've been drinking out of a red cup forever, or a mason jar, or whatever I could find. Man, this is beautiful. But yeah, Rhonda is so true. That's the point, though. Yeah, the virus is real, and yeah, it's killing people like the flu does. But again, this comorbitation, gunshot wound, COVID. I'm not saying the virus is fake. I see people like me and you, Rhonda, we're intelligent enough to realize this is a real virus. It's just not what they're saying it is. It's just every step we're taking makes no scientific sense whatsoever, meaning logical. Forget science. It makes no logical sense. It makes no logic that restaurants have to be closed, but gyms, the Mayweather gym on Highland and Yucca in Hollywood, they're still working out in groups right next to each other like this. Half of them don't even wear masks. But they're allowed to because it's a bunch of rich people. They're allowed to do what they want. Other places are doing what they want, but then other places get fined or shut down. And again, Wendy Williams is so essential that it's okay for her to kill people with this horrible virus by filming, by having small audience when she doesn't wear a mask on stage. But people who put their livelihood into a business, who don't have millions of dollars from fame and everything else, who couldn't just do what they're doing from home. Wendy Williams could do everything she's doing from home via internet and everything else. She's going to the studio, she's doing all this and putting people at risk. Restaurants can't do what they're doing at home. They have to be open. Yeah, it's fine. Spread out the seating. It's fine. Put up the barriers. Do all that. But stop pretending either the masks work or they don't work. Either the barriers work or they don't work. That's all. If the barriers don't work, then none of it works. It's all bullshit. If only one mask works, the N95, then all the other masks are bullshit and we're being lied to. So there's nothing about this that makes sense. And if you think that anything about their rules makes sense, if you're saying, okay, again, they named the virus, they found the virus, they said that the virus was man-made. So let's keep that in mind. Is it a real virus? Yeah. But is it a terrorist virus? Yes. Is it our own country and other countries committing terrorism on their own people? Yes, I believe so. But I don't know for sure. I'm not like some of these twat fucking snowflake eat a bag of dick pieces of shit that think they know everything, that think they're in some loop that nobody else is. Yeah, you know what? You're so right. And you're so right. But that's the point. You're so right. That's the point, Rhonda. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, but see, this is what I'm saying. Me, like I said, I'm open borders because I believe the world's for everyone. I don't care who marries who, and I don't care who fucks who. I don't care who lives together, and I don't care who raises kids, as long as they're not hurting the kids or fucking the kids up or killing the kids or selling the kids or anything like that. If they're not doing anything like that, I don't care if it's man, woman, 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 man, man, monkey, dog. I don't care. As long as it's safe in a good environment, like meaning as long as it's not, the agenda isn't to sell or hurt or rape. And so, and there's no difference between straight and everybody else doing it. Everyone has the same chance of being rotten. The point, yeah, I agree with you, Rhonda. It's so true. It's so goddamn true. It is so true. They've already shown that the respirators kill people or they don't kill people. There's different science on it. Masks, they've shown the bad masks catch the virus and hold it on your face. Those are the bad cloth masks and stuff, they say. Other people say they're going to work. Fauci says he sucks a cock and he's a tiny little weird fucking troll leprechaun that's screwing us all. Like, what do you want me to tell you guys? You know, that's what I'm saying. Do a little logical thinking. That's all it takes. If anyone would have done a little logical thinking when this asshole came up with drapetomania, they would have went, what? What? You're saying that the slaves have something because they don't want to be slaves? Are you a fucking idiot? Who would want to be a slave? Anybody try and run away, you schmuck. But people didn't just say that. They went, oh, well, he's a doctor. Wake up, idiots. And I got to tell you, I hate people who whined about CPS or whined about this bullshit or this entity being horrible or this entity being horrible. And then when it doesn't affect them, they're willing to just overlook everything and pretend like, well, science, well, the experts, well, suck a dick. You're such a piece of shit because unless you always say the experts, unless you always trust the science, then you're a fucking hypocrite. You pick and choose what science you trust. You're just like anyone else. You're a fucking hypocrite piece of shit who thinks you know something and you don't. And you just go with whatever fits you. So right now you don't like Trump, so you're like, oh, this and this and this, and it's facts. When CPS was up your ass calling you bad parents, trying to take your kids away, they were horrible and they were wrong, and everybody was against you. That's why you're an idiot. Like that's the problem with you. That's the problem with people like you. That's why you're boring. That's why you're bad fucks. That's why you're a bluch society. Honestly. There's a bunch of us like me and Rhonda here and her kids and people like us that, you know what? I'll say this. There's the people that rat out their own family and their own cousins and their own stuff like that. And then there's people who don't. If my kid... Well, and the other thing is, Rhonda, why are they experts? Who's experts? Who decided they were experts? Because again, Dr. Mengele was an expert. He was a doctor. He was a true doctor, medical school and everything. Certified doctor. But you can tell me Mengele knew best? That's what I'm saying. There's no experts. There's just people who do what they do. And that's what they do. And that's it. But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. There's just, like I say, in life, there's just people who aren't pieces of shit, and there's people who are, and then there's people who are indifferent. The indifferent are the worst. Guys, matter, mean something, stand for something, care about shit, care about shit, care about shit, care about shit. I keep saying that, care about shit, speak up, have to do with it, because
mein Lebenskampf ist nicht umsonst gekämpft.
She's back. She's reelected. Did anyone think she wasn't getting reelected? If that's not the scariest woman alive, she scares Hillary Clinton. That's how bad she is, guys. I'm just going to say this. I wish I could wish well to Dr. Dre, but he can't bring all the young black men and women, and some of them were my students. He can't bring them back. And it was his music that made them think they were gangsters. It was his music that made them think that violence would be badass, that somehow when they shot somebody or got shot and killed, they'd be heroes, they'd be legends, not just paint on a wall that gets erased. So I can't wish Dr. Dre well because I can't bring back the lives he took with his music. And until Ice Cube and until Dre and until all of the people that are alive still from that band realize what they were a part of, until they realize that they were a part of the Black Holocaust, that they were a part of it, that they were the Jews involved in the Holocaust, they were just like them, the ones that helped, until they realize it and truly apologize and truly call out the reality of it and admit to what really went on and admit to how they were getting fucked and things like that. I mean, literally physically fucked and things like that, until they admit to all this and straighten it up. And they tell young black men and young black women that they were so dead wrong, that they never believed anything they were saying, that they were never gangsters and that they were good students and stuff like that, and that they were picked and used and specifically put together. Until they do that, they'll hold the curse of killing so many young black men and women through their music. Until it doesn't matter what you do, what you contribute to, until you admit what you did, until you admit that, yes, you were a pawn and they were used and they were tricked. But until they admit that, yes, they were pawns and they did perpetuate an horrible, and they never were gangsters and they never were gang members and they never were tough guys. Until they admit all that, then all these deaths are on them. So I can't wish him well. And I wish I could. I really wish I could. I love his music. I'm not going to lie. I was listening to Dre today. I'm not the type of person. I listen to Michael Jackson all the time. I just don't jerk off to the fact that he fucked kids if he did. I don't think he did, but if he did. But I love his music and I love Dre's music. It's great music. He's talented. Nobody questioned his talent. But and Eminem, all those people. But the reality isn't what they perpetuate, and they're responsible for the lives lost, and they're responsible for all the people. Yeah, I mean, like Rhonda, you know, we grew up, like you grew up in San Fernando, if I remember correctly, right? But we grew up in gang shit, man. We saw what it really was, and Dre and them weren't ever a part of it, and they weren't gang members, but and so many young black men and women, young white men and women, young Latin men and women, Asian men and women, so many different races, everybody, young men and women from the 80s and 90s and stuff were influenced so heavily by Dr. Dre to be violent, to be druggies, to be crazy, to fuck bitches and all that stuff and treat women bad. You have to become responsible for this at some point and acknowledge that, holy fuck, man. I was like, he's got to admit he was a Himmler or a Hitler or something like that. He was part of a negative thing. You have to come clean. Cube, you got to come clean. All you guys got to come clean. Ice-T, you got to come clean, man. Got to come clean. Tell people how much money you already had before you even got into music. Come clean, bro. Because people think there were no rich black people ever back in the day, but you were already, your whole family was rich. You came from educated money, Ice-T. My boy, Ice-T. I hate that commercial now where he does the car thing. Hey guys, it's your boy, Ice-T. What do you mean your boy, dude? You're 700 years old. How are you my boy? You're my grandfather. It's your grandpa, Ice-T. Say that, bro. I respect you because you've kept the name Ice-T like LL Cool J. LL Cool J may be the coolest of all the rappers, actors, everything of all time. LL Cool J may be the ultimate truth. He may be the real deal and the only one. Because he's never claimed to be such a gangster, but it turns out he actually was kind of a thug and, you know, things like that. But he was doing sweet music and cute music. That's what people don't get. That's what real gangsters do. Real gangsters want to be fun and loving and sweet and emotional. They're just not allowed to be. You see, real ones. Then you have the fake. And so anyway, like I say, I wish I could wish good thoughts for Dr. Dre. I've been a teacher in South Central too many years and seen too many kids listen to his music and then feel like violence is good and violence is okay and violence is the way and gangsters are cool and bitches is hoes. Snoop Dogg, all you guys, man, admit you've sucked a few dicks. I've admitted it. Everyone, like people, like if you lived in Hollywood and you ain't sucked a dick, man, you ain't left the house. I like that look. I think that's the perfect end. I'm going to do that. Ready? I love this. Come on. 26, no kids. Says he has a dad bod. I'm 51. That's the face I make at him. Have 3 kids and I eat depression for breakfast. This motherfucker. I have a dad bod. No, you don't. You're disgusting. You have man titties and a fat fucking stomach. I'm a dad. That's my bod.